Young Turks now has audio, the TYT Audio Network, podcasts of some of your favorite shows and new shows, including one with Nina Turner, former Ohio State Senator. She's going to do We the People with Nina Turner, talking about equality and justice and seeing that through the eyes of regular Americans who are affected by politics and policy. Everybody check it out at tyt.com/audio.
A National Guardsman from the state of Oregon wanted to chime in with his opinions on migrant children who are being separated from their parents at the border. Now, this was before Donald Trump decided to sign an executive order essentially banning that from happening or preventing that from happening. That was his own zero tolerance policy, signed the executive order to stop it from happening. Now, this National Guardsman said the following: "It's a waste of money, they're lucky we aren't executing them." That is something that he actually posted to a Facebook page that's raising money for the families that have been separated. It's the Reunited Immigrant Parent with Their Child Facebook page. It's raised over $20 million to help cover some of the legal expenses that these families have to deal with. And this National Guardsman's comment was, waste of money, they're lucky we aren't executing them. So his name is Gerard Martin. There he is. He's apparently worked for the National Guard since 2013. We have apparently heard that he's facing some sort of punishment. It's unclear what that punishment is.
Probably not execution.
Yeah, but it's nice to know that we have National Guardsmen that think executing children is acceptable as long as they're not white American children. So.
See, but Anna, in a week, he will put out a statement and he will say that he was just joking around. So does that make you feel better?
Are you guys comfortable with the authoritarianism that's happening in the country? Are you comfortable with all the different steps that we're taking toward a dictatorship? Does that make you comfortable? I mean, we have people who are openly talking about executing children on social media, and everyone's like, yeah, what I mean.
Who are part of our military.
Who are part of our military, exactly. Are we comfortable with that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've talked multiple times about, and it really occasionally does get investigated, and there are books about it, but probably not enough about the infiltration of both police departments, but also the military. In particular, there's been work done on, I think it's the Rangers that have a problem with white supremacy and Christian white supremacy. And they are getting in there either because they want to be in a position if some sort of like long desired race war happens, or they simply want to go in there, get training, learn how to fire weapons and all of that, and then go back to their crazy militias. I don't think this is a gigantic percentage of any of those fields, but it is significant. I don't know if he's one of them, but there are absolutely disgusting ideologies amongst many people who we trust to guard us, who we arm with the most deadly weapons in the world. And this story, though, is a reminder that we live in a complex country, that we can both raise $20 million to help these people, which is, I think by any measure, an amazing thing that people are willing to do, and also want the kids to be executed. That's America.
So please spare me your incredibly unimportant criticism about how we need to be civil with politicians we disagree with, okay? I'm done being civil, okay? You know what civility has gotten us? A country where National Guardsmen feel comfortable discussing executing immigrant children. That's what civility has gotten us. I'm done with civility, okay? I'm done with it, I'm done with it. If you're gonna act this way publicly, then you deserve public shaming. You deserve to get harassed or heckled when you're enjoying a nice meal with your family. You just deserve it, that's what you get. And look, I'm not saying that because I'm a violent person. I'm not saying that because I'm looking to, push for a society where we can't have a civil discussion, but we're past that society. That society's gone, okay? The left wing has been playing patty cakes while the right wing has been punching us in the face. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of sitting back and allowing it to happen. This guy, I mean, what's your punishment? He's a National Guardsman. I wanna know what his punishment is. He should not be a National Guardsman. If he thinks it's okay to execute children, he should not be a National Guardsman, period. And by the way, I'm not one of these people who goes around calling for the firing of people, but if he's in that kind of position of power, He has no business being a National Guardsman, and especially when he makes statements like that openly on social media.
And I would probably worry about his kids if he has them. He has a pretty weird view on what's acceptable in terms of kids. I think it was the Washington Post had an editorial today where they were comparing like booing people at a restaurant with like the word, like they were talking about like anti-abortion like extremists. They're saying like, look, there's incivility on both sides. Like the anti-abortion extremists, they murder people, they blow up buildings, they're terrorists, okay, in many cases historically. They have a pretty big body count already. Booing someone who's trying to eat a chicken sandwich is not exactly the same thing. And I think that there's this, as you said, playing patty cakes, like the people who want to fundamentally change our society, very often in historical examples, they will come in a democracy and they will ride to ever increasing power using the baked in tolerance and acceptance and desire to get along of democratic liberal societies. And then once they have the power, they end those things.
That's right.
And it's possible we're not at that point. And we will have to make a decision, each of us, whether we are willing to take that risk. Are we willing to allow us to pass the opportunity where we can stop these people from fundamentally altering the relationship individuals have with American society?
We have allowed them to intimidate us, to shame us, and to quiet us down. I mean, they have gone after protesters. They have gone after every constitutional right imaginable in order to push for their own authoritarian agenda. I'm done. I am done being civil. I will not use violence. I will not put my hands on anyone. I'm being clear about that. However, I have absolutely no problem voicing very loudly what my opinion is if I see a Trump official or Trump supporter out in public. That is my right. If you don't like it, maybe reconsider how divisive your own policies are.
They passed bills allowing people to run down protesters if they're in the highway.
Right. I know.
Like Heather Heyer, she was murdered by a Nazi at a protest.
And our president responded to that by saying there's good people on both sides.
That same group, by the way, has they've already passed one of the steps to have an anniversary march for that Unite the Right event. And like, if you don't think that there are gonna be Nazis and white nationalists and all that flocking from all corners of America to duplicate that, then you're crazy, okay? And it's likely that that is gonna happen in DC in August.
2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.